Everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jean. If you do like this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up. If you want to be notified when I upload new content, I would also appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. I'm sorry I'm a little off today. I'm a little bit jet lagged. I just got back last night from 8 days in Paris, where I picked up the Saint Laurent Rive Gauche tote bag in the smaller size. So obviously that is what we're going to talk about today. I did use it as a carry-on bag on the way home. It actually was a really good carry-on bag. It was not the best. The best carry-on bag I have ever used in my life is the Rive Maestra bag, which I got maybe 10 days, 2 weeks before my trip, so I took that. I will do a video on that bag. It was a fantastic carry-on bag, but I did not want to take a chance with my new Rive Gauche tote bag getting wrinkled in my checked luggage, so I decided to use that as a carry-on. So let me just dive right in and show you all this beauty. So I really have been lusting over the East-West Rive Gauche bag. This is the North-South. I'm not sure if they're really named that, but I've seen them called that. The East-West is longer in the length and shorter in the height than this North-South tote. They also refer to the other one as the larger size and this one as the smaller size. I really wanted initially the larger size in the white. It's not really white, it's kind of like a light stone color, I would say. But the larger one, it has the black handles, it has the black lettering, but it has a beige or tan border here. And I'll tell you how I settled on this one in just a minute. But I was walking around and every day I was, I should go into the Saint Laurent store and look at that bag, but it's a lot of money. And my mom said, well, let's go in and look at it. And if you really, really love it, then get it. I said, well, I know I'm going to really, really love it. So if I go in, I'm getting it, no questions asked. But we did go in, and it was right off the Champs-Élysées. And I had been to Paris once before a long time ago, and I thought, why isn't it right on the Champs-Élysées? Well, when we turned the corner, I mean, every major luxury brand was there. Celine, Balenciaga, Chloe, Fendi, Versace, Givenchy, if I'm saying that right, because I'm dying for one of their bags, but they were Dior, they were all along that strip, and it was quite impressive. But we went into the Saint Laurent store, and when I walked in, I have to try to use some French, so I know a very little bit, but if you ever go to France, a life-saving phrase is je voudrais, which means I would like, and then you can add anything onto the end of it. So I went into the store and a saleswoman came up to me and I said, je voudrais Rive Gauche, because that's how most people on YouTube have said it, and that's what it looks like. But I said, je voudrais Rive Gauche sac. Now, sac is a word you would use to ask for a bag in a grocery store or supermarket. I'm not sure if it's the appropriate word to use for something like this, but that's what I said, and she looked confused, and so I went, sac, Rive Gauche, Saint Laurent, and she said, oh, Rive Gauche. And so she took me up to the second floor, my mom and I up to the second floor where the bags were. Sadly, I noticed right away they did not have the East-West large size in the same stone color here, but I gotta say, the black took my breath away. It was absolutely beautiful. And so I thought right then and there, well, geez, it doesn't even matter because I'm getting the black. And they had both sizes in black, and I was really leaning towards the smaller size, which I ended up getting because I want this to be a I can use it all the time bag, and the other one is just too big for that. So I settled on the smaller size, and I did want the black, but as I saw on any YouTube video about the black, it is a lint magnet, and this has a black bottom, and maybe you can see it here. I mean, I don't really know if my camera's focusing in. Oh, I think it is. But you can see there's a lot of lint under this bag on the bottom. It doesn't bother me because it's on the bottom, but I have OCD big time, and I just couldn't get the black. So the next best thing was this, and I like it better than the bigger East-West one because it has black border here versus the tan and beige, and I think it looks chicer and more classy. So really, really happy with this purchase. It was my first time ever shopping at a store like that, and after I'd said this was the one I want, she of course got me a new one, gave it to me to inspect, and then she said, do you want to go over there and do your transaction? Do you want some privacy? And I was like, huh? It's just me. What do I need privacy for? But whatever, we did it. She was super nice. She was asking all these questions, filling out the tax form, and I was answering in French, you know, like s'il vous plaît and merci beaucoup and God, what else? De rien, yeah, or oui, no, and then she started giggling, and then she said, I'm so sorry, I just love your accent. And I'm just gonna segue to something for a second, and I'm sorry I'm blabbering on here. I will get into the bag, but we've all heard it, how Parisians are awful and they're rude. The only other time I was in Paris was 17 years ago, and I was there with a friend from Germany who was fluent in French, and I was visiting with my German friend and a friend from the US who was working there who was also fluent in French. And I was a lot more timid back then and afraid. Yeah, I was afraid. And so I really relied on them, and I sadly didn't interact with French people on my own at all during that trip. This trip, it was my mom and I, so we had no choice. Wonderful, 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 wonderful people. It was the best time ever shopping there. The salespeople were friendly and often quite hysterical. We went into Lancel, which, ladies, you have got to check them out. I'm going to link them below. They have tons of beautiful stuff. My mom bought a bag there, but we interacted with a couple sales ladies there, and they were actually quite funny and really friendly. So waiters at cafes, restaurants, people in shops, it didn't matter. Wonderful, funny, nice people. So that is a total myth. Don't believe it. But it is probably a good idea to at least say bonjour and learn a few phrases in French. But I digress. Now I'm finally going to get into this bag. It is all packed up from my trip home yesterday. The only thing I took out was my phone, and I put it back in. So let's look at the outside of the bag. At the top, it's got these really nice, high quality, soft leather handles. We had to walk forever at O'Hare yesterday. From Terminal 5 to Terminal 1. So I was carrying this, and it was very comfortable to carry. The bag is super light, so even though I have some heavy stuff in here, it was completely comfortable to carry. It does not fit over your shoulder, but it fits in the crook of your arm. I did actually hold it that way while we were waiting in line to board. At the top, it's actually got 5 buttons here. There's 2, one in the front, one in the back here, and then one in the middle. And what I love about those is it keeps the top closed. I saw Dior book totes everywhere. I didn't go into Dior. I was too afraid if I went in, I would walk out with one of them. And I just can't spend $3,000 on a bag right now. But the one thing I didn't like about the book tote is it doesn't have a closure. This has a closure that's going to keep everything secure. And if I can get this to work, you might be able to see All the buttons say Saint Laurent Paris on them, which is a nice touch. But they just, I would avoid, I will say, the urge to pull them open by tugging the handles, because you can do that, but I'm just afraid that maybe there'll be some wear, I don't know. But they just unsnap, and then you have much more space you can utilize if you keep them open, and you have to put a lot of stuff in here. On the sides, the profile looks like this. See, it does sag here. My iPad's in there, and I have a big pouch in here, so it does sag. I do have an organizer that I'm going to try that's on the way. If not, I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard and put it in there so that it doesn't sag. On the back, it's just the plain stone color. So you could carry it like this if you didn't want the lettering to show. The stitching is all really, really well done. The bag's high quality. This is really sturdy canvas material. The sides are thinner. The sides and the bottom are thinner than the front and the back, and I think they did that just for folding capabilities, which I will hopefully remember to show you when I get this thing emptied. It is coated, and I did test it out. I put some water on the back of it, like a size about this, and it just danced around as I moved it until it slid off. So it is, I don't know if it's waterproof, but it's water resistant, I would say, and that gives me some confidence that hopefully it won't be susceptible to absorbing liquids and therefore ruining the color. Is there anything else I should show you on the outside? I don't think so. So let me show you what fits in here. And it's hard to see because it is a black interior, but you can see my stuff only goes up to here. So I did actually have a large size Evian bottle of water up there as well. So you can get a lot of stuff in this bag, which means it can be a work bag, it can be an everyday bag. You can use this every day, unlike the larger size, which I admit I still do want. So I've got my 10-inch iPad in there. It just sat in the back right there. So now that that's out, it is actually quite a bit lighter. I picked up a couple of CDs at Versailles, and I didn't want them to get ruined in my carry-on, so I put them in here. It was really awesome. If you've ever been there, they pipe this music through the gardens now. Versailles has their own music label, and I love classical music, so I was Shazamming music that was playing in the garden, so I picked these up, beautiful, and carried them in this bag. I have a big pouch here with just a lot of tech stuff and random stuff in there. Hand lotion, lip balm, Kleenex, nicotine lozenges, and charging cords for my phone, iPad, and watch. So lots of stuff in this little Fjallraven tech bag, which I love. I also had reading glasses here that I put in my Ray-Ban sunglasses case. I didn't want to bring sunglasses and reading glasses on the plane, and my reading glasses case was much bigger than this, so I switched the cases out. Just tax refund forms that we had to scan at the airport, and then a big Ziploc bag with a bunch of masks. It was like 22 hours from the time we got in the Uber till the time we arrived at SFO yesterday. We had a connection in Chicago. So I put a bunch of masks in here so I could change masks every few hours, and I did. And then some disinfecting wipes, and then a Ziploc baggie with some other just non-disinfecting wipes so I could wipe my face off and stuff. So that's really, you know, it's a black hole here, and I hate when bag companies do that, but I mean, I think it might make sense from a design perspective here. I wasn't unable to find anything, but you really can't even see in there. It does have a sizable zip pouch here with Saint Laurent Paris right here, and the zipper has a nice leather tie attached to it, which I think is a nice feature. It's a pretty sizable bag, slip pocket. I just had my passport with money in there, a lip balm which just fell to the ground, my AirPods, and my phone. So everything fit in there. That was the pocket I really went out in and out of most on the flight. So this bag really, really worked out well on the flight. One interesting thing is, on all the videos I've seen of the bigger one, it seems to me that the canvas is just super stiff. This is really malleable. Is that the right word? Malleable? I think so. But it's firm and thick and coated, but it just, to me, it's not so stiff. I thought it was going to be really stiff, but it's really not. So yeah, and then what I love is that you can store it flat by just folding these ends in like that and storing it in the dust bag flat, which helps retain its shape. I did see a video on YouTube of this woman who, she took her Dior book tote on the plane, and she had the bigger Rive Gauche tote, and she folded it in her luggage and it had a crease. I was like, why would you do that? So I didn't want to, even though it would have fit flat in my suitcase, I just didn't want to take the chance of something happening where it would get folded. Plus it's really pretty and I wanted to carry it. So that really covers the bag. But now I want to talk a little bit about what Rive Gauche means. So I can't believe I never looked this up before, but after I bought it, I was just really curious. We were just sitting in a nearby garden walking to the metro, and I looked up what Rive Gauche means. It means the left bank of the River Seine. And I thought, okay, that is interesting. And so what was the right bank called? The right bank is called Rive Durot. Wait, sorry. I can't spell it. It does not sound like it's Rive Durot. That's what the right bank is called. So if you're familiar with Paris, the left bank is the Latin Quarter, the Pantheon's there, the Musée d'Orsay, the Eiffel Tower. So those are the Palace, Luxembourg Gardens. Those are the really big things on the left bank side of the river. On the Rive Droite, the right side, that's the Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, the Marais. So the west bank, the Rive Droite, is really the more glamorous side of the river for sure. And the store was on the right bank of the river. So then I thought, well, why doesn't it say Rive Droite on it? God, I'm botching that. I tried to practice it, but I'm really tired. But why Rive Gauche and not Rive Droite? And in the store, if I didn't just say that, was on that side of the river as well. And that's where all the glamour shops were and everything. But then when I got back to the Airbnb, I read about it, and Rive Gauche really harkens back to a past time in Paris when the left bank was full of writers and philosophers and artists. So I thought that was really cool, and it added to the story and the appeal, and I got it in Paris. I'll add one other thing. I got it for cheaper in Paris as well, because I thought, oh geez, am I being stupid even going in and buying it here? Euro's more than the dollar. The prices in the store, maybe they're going to be higher than the US online store. They're not. I paid, because I got the taxes back, I paid $983, and it retails on the YSL US site for $1,190. So what is that, 107 bucks I saved by buying it there, and I got it there, which, you know, I'll think of that fabulous city every time I use this bag. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If anyone has any tips for an organizer, I should add that it's about 15 inches across in the length. The height is about 15 and a half, and the depth is about 6.5. So if anyone has any tips for an organizer that might work in here, or a bag shaper, you know, a sturdy piece of material you can put along here to keep it from sagging, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Sorry if this was too long. I just was excited, and I thought I would talk a little bit about how wonderful the French people were, and really what the meaning of Rive Gauche is, since no one in any of the reviews I've ever watched has ever mentioned it before. So yeah, this size is much more in everyday use than the larger size, and it's just a really great bag, great quality, cool story, at least for me. So I am really, really happy with this purchase. Thank you all for watching. I'll look forward to any comments you all leave, and please subscribe to my channel.